My name's Adam Melnick. I'm the owner of City in the Lead and a leadership coach. Today, I'm going to teach you all about liminality. The first question to ask is, what is liminality? Liminality is really the space between what was and what will be. Think of it as a threshold or a doorway. It's where you're not quite in the hallway, but you're not in the room. You're in between. An example of liminality is, imagine going to a hotel. You go to the lobby and you get your key. You are given this key and told your room is on the 3rd floor, and you get into the elevator. The elevator is not your place. That is not your destination. That's not your hotel room. But it's also not the lobby. It's a transition place or an in-between place. When we look at liminality, it's a place where social rules, constructs, and expectations kind of just fall away. It's a place of unlimited amount of growth. For example, COVID is a place of liminal space or liminality. It is in the space of liminality that our time often gets distorted. What this means is that we feel almost disconnected from reality. For example, with COVID, we felt as if time had kind of stopped and we were sitting outside of it. It was when we're outside of this time that we grow as individuals and become potentially who we are meant to be. An example of this is puberty. When you are going through puberty, you're not an adult yet, but you're also not a child. The social rules and expectations of being a child all fall away. Yet, the social rules and expectations of being an adult aren't quite there. You're in between two worlds, and it almost becomes paradoxical because you're no longer a child, but you're also not an adult. You are considered to be existing and alive, and yet you are considered also alive and dead as a child and alive and dead as an adult. There's no real social construct kind of holding everything together. And that's kind of the magic of liminal space. Because all these rules and expectations just fall away, ultimately, you can do anything. You can become anyone. It is a power of great growth, but it is also a bit of a problem. The reason why liminality can be a massive problem for individuals is it is the unknown. Where are you going? What is the end point? How do I get out of here? The unknown is scary, and that's normal because we ultimately as humans want to know the outcome. We want to know the destination. And it's made things even worse because when you're in this liminal space, we can look back to what was and wish we could have that. But it's the understanding that we can't have it anymore. That's in the past. The only way through liminality is to move forward into the future. Moving into that unknown, however, can become paralyzing. We can become stuck because, to be honest, we don't understand the destination and it can become scary to make those choices. And this is often why we hire coaches. Part of my job is to help my client move through this liminal space. For example, I worked with a gentleman named Steven. He was an employee and then he was hired to become a manager. He wasn't an employee anymore, but he also wasn't a manager. And in between those two titles was this liminal space that was incredibly scary for him because he didn't understand what it would be like to be a manager, yet he understood what it would be like to be an employee. Part of my job was to help him become unparalyzed, to start making those choices bit by bit, to help him through that doorway, walk him through the threshold. And that's what I do as a coach. I help move you from where you were to where you want to be. Typically, when I work with leaders, many of them will have to learn how to walk their team through a liminal space. Many of them don't understand how to do that. Instead, they get bogged down with the details, with the planning, with the strategic plans, and they don't understand that their people are terrified of the unknown. They are moving their organization through a structural reorganization, and their people feel terrified because their people don't understand what will happen at the end of it. This is all very common. Part of a job as a leader is to sit down with your team and help them understand, hey, we're going to be okay at the end of this. We're going to help you move from what was to what will be, and we accept that this is going to be a scary time, but it's going to be a time of great personal growth. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe, and share it with somebody that might find this interesting. And I'll see you in the next video.